So as you can see, I've just been following a lovely old Aston Martin DBS, great big V8. I don't know what, I think they're like 4.4 or 4.8 litre V8. You know, no replacement for displacement. Gotta respect that. So I'm just on my way home, having put some air in my front tyres. One of the front tyres I've just noticed is perished beyond all belief, and it's got a like gash out of it, so it needs replacing soon. I need to get some new tyres on the front because they've got no grip, they've got no tread left, they are shot. I had a visit to the dentist. Nice indicating bell end. By dentist I mean my dad, because he's a dentist, with the plan of possibly having a root canal done on a tooth. Although the bastard thing wouldn't stop bleeding, so yeah, that didn't work. Oh, I love an old Jag XK. Oh, yeah, the brakes are still squeaking. I still haven't got around to checking them because guess what? It's just constantly fucking raining. Stopping. So I'm following some idiot who, as I was leaving the petrol station, he just stopped in the middle of the road to, I imagine, put together a 100-piece puzzle blocking all of the exiting traffic, and then he started moving on, completely oblivious to what he'd just done. So, oh yeah, brilliant. He's not paying attention to traffic, never mind. So anyway, on my way home with half of a numb face, although I'm starting to get feeling back now. So same dickhead keeps stopping. He's just stopping in the middle of the road for nothing. I'm guessing he stopped there because he thought the gap wasn't big enough, although you could probably drift a Land Rover Discovery for that gap back there. So I don't know where this problem is. So yeah, with each passing day, although I've been quite busy with work recently, where I've been out during the daylight hours of the day, of each day. Today has been the first day in about 2 or 3 weeks that I've not had to go out to work, not by choice, but on the next given sunny day, any given Sunday, but a sunny day, not a Sunday, any given sunny day, I want to get out and finally shut this bloody exhaust up, because I think where I previously started taking off one of the nuts that's holding on the rear back box at the rear flange, I think that's come loose now because it is getting louder, as if there's an exhaust leak, other than the fucking hole that's in the back box. I need to get that off, and on the squeaky brakes, put on the polyexhaust, if you remember that thing from several months ago now. Yeah, it's still sitting at home waiting to be attached to the rest of the exhaust. I've been toying with some ideas for what to do, rather than just replacing the back box, actually having it located where the central silencer is, which is basically right under the middle of the car, and then having a side exit. It will no doubt be louder, well, it might well be a bit louder than it is currently, but at least then it's going to sound like loud exhaust noise, as opposed to currently, which is actually loud leaking exhaust noise. So, come on. This tit is still causing traffic. What are you doing? I should jump out the car, run up to his window and shout to him, "Put the cookie down!" I can imagine, apart from putting together his 100-piece puzzle, the only other thing that would be preoccupying him this much to not pay attention to the road is the fact that he's munching on a bag of cookies. In a second I'll be turning off and ditching this twant. Getting a bit steamy there. My efforts at making a DIY air filter failed. It's obviously cut out the standard airbox that's back in there. I must say, it does actually sound nicer with the standard airbox. Come on. It does sound nicer with the standard airbox in there, just with the bottom half cut out. What are you doing? The intake runner length changeover that occurs at 4,500 RPM is fairly audible now. You could almost pass it for fake VTEC. Sound-wise, there's no audible, there's no noticeable sort of boost in pull or power, but it does kind of make it feel like it's pulling, not so much pulling harder, just it doesn't stop pulling right up until the rev limiter. And I tried it out yesterday, I think, where on an open stretch of road, seeing whether, and it's the first time I've ever tried this in the car, seeing whether I can bang the rev limiter in every gear up to a reasonable speed. And first gear, obviously no question. Second gear was right there after it. Third gear, that was surprisingly not as violent, hitting the rev limiter. And then fourth gear, managed to hit the limiter, and I won't say what speed I was doing by that point, but it's the first time I've actually ever taken a car first gear limiter, second limiter, third limiter, fourth limiter, and then just cruising fifth. That was fun. I mean, fuck all point to the experiment. It doesn't show or prove or do anything. I just wanted to do it. I mean, how often do you get the chance to take a car and just bang the rev limiter in all gears except for fifth? Although it'd be interesting too if I can get a long enough piece of road where I can actually do the fifth gear as well, because it definitely pulls hard enough to take fifth gear up to the limiter. So it would be very interesting to see what the maximum speed of this car actually is. That's the kind of thing that, you know, I'm going to have to take a trip over to, take a trip across the borders, across the water, maybe even ship the car out to Mexico to try that out, you know. Ew. So I just pulled up at home. I'm somewhat blocked in by the bin collection lorry, and one of the guys just jumps out the cab and just takes a piss on the fucking road. Just staying there, whips his cock out, takes a piss. Brilliant. There goes the truck, and there on the ground you can see where he's left his mark, marking his territory. Well done, Tunbridge Wells Borough Council. You have hired some very, very fine employees. Absolutely disgusted. Okay, I'm going to end the video there before more things piss me off. So, to add to everything else that's gone on today, I just got home to find that the courier, not going to name them, but I'm sure everyone's familiar with them. The courier has just left 2 parcels. Bearing in mind it's raining, out on the step, uncovered. Fuck my life.